Okay, now we're ready.
Okay, that's what we were waiting on. Okay, so we'll call the meeting to order. The first item is the invocation and pledge. Trustee Garrison, would you lead us in that, please?
Sir, we thank you for this day in this great country we live in, Lord. Just be with us as we mend fences and get along as human beings and Christians, Lord. Be with this school, Lord, and this board and the decisions we make. Thank you for all your blessings there. Be with our teams as they're out traveling, bring them back safe. In the name we pray. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Next item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. So is there was a, okay. I think I heard a motion in a second.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next up is the temporary appointment of chair and secretary. Is there a motion to appoint a temporary chair and secretary?
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Dr. Wesley Payne as temporary chairman and Janine Keith as temporary secretary to the board of trustees.
I will second that fine motion.
Okay, all those in favor? All right. Next, oh, now I'm no longer the chair, so I guess Dr. Payne.
In accordance with the public school laws of Missouri, the Board of Trustees shall organize by the election of the chairman and vice chairman, a secretary, and a treasurer. At the April 15th meeting, trustee. So I would call for nominations for those positions as slated in the board book.
I would like to make a motion that we approve the slate as presented to us.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Having now been reorganized, we shall rotate and the new trustee shall assume the role.
I think it's will be in the corner by myself.
Gary, you gotta put your nameplate, and there you go. Whoops.
All right.
So
First order of business, I want to thank Dr. Amber Richardson for her service this last year. Did a fantastic job as chair. We appreciate her service.
Thank you, thank you.
Next up is approval of the minutes from the April board meeting, or the March board meeting, rather.
So moved.
Move to accept. Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Ms. Scarlett Eubank with us to present our financial report.
Well, starting on page 11 of your board books, looking at the year-to-date as of February the 28th, looking at this year compared to the previous year at that same time. Very similar to what you've seen in previous months. As we move through the year, we're just slightly, we're pretty much neck and neck on tuition and fees, so pretty well flat there. Other categories come along. On the following page, looking at expenses, you can see we're actually have some savings there, primarily salary and benefits due to vacancies there. And then looking on page 13, revenues minus expenses, you can see that we're just slightly ahead of where we were at this time last year to just a little over $300,000. So we're in good shape moving into the springtime. The next two pages then are just those same numbers, just in detail. Page 16, then we look at March, preliminary March numbers of budget to actual. So we did budget our tuition and fees to be down a little bit this year. You can see that we're doing quite well there with 95% of our budget tuition and fees booked. This will have just a little bit of summer registrations in, since that registration period opened in March, but there, we've still got quite a bit of that left to go, so I think we'll close that gap pretty easily. Other categories, you can see we're moving quite along in revenue according to budget, everything pretty well on track there. On the bottom half of that page, looking at expenses, March is 75% into our fiscal year. You can kind of eyeball, keep down there, most of our categories are actually below that. So we've been very conservative on our spending. So good news there as well. Following that, then on page 18, you can see our capital budget, number of projects going on there. The ball fields is probably the most active. I'm sure Dr. Payne will present additional information and details on that as part of his report. Following that, then on page 21, the pie graph of our cash position. This is a higher point in the year for cash because we have already done spring financial aid and are in the process of getting that distributed and applied, as well as other expenses connected to that semester. Following that, then we look at our scholarships, endowments, CDs, and investments. There are no changes in that report this month, so we don't have anything new there. And then on page 26, we just had one bid this month for the annual cleaning that we do in housing during the summer, and we don't have as many students on campus. And that concludes our report. Any questions?
Make a motion to accept it.
Second. Motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Dr. Payne, the president.
Yes, before I get into the president's report, I want to respond to the financial report that Ms. Eubank just presented. As you can see, all the things that you would want to see are right there where we would want them to be. And while everybody at the college has done a great job of making sure that we've gotten to this point, I want to commend the financial services staff led by Charlotte. This has been an extremely complex and abnormal year, and they have done an extremely good job of managing that process. So thank you. Well done. Kind of dropped out there at the end. Been that kind of week, yeah. All right, the president's report. So we're going to share the screen, we think. Yeah, so everybody should be able to see the slides that go along with this, and I will start with construction update. The softball field is nearing completion. We're making modifications to the net system and beginning to get the grounds around it. It is our hope that we'll be able to do whatever postseason play that we get to do home field on our own field by then. Baseball is lagging a little bit because that's a significantly larger project to remediate that field where it will drain, but significant work has been done. We did run into a little bit of spring weather that added to the complication of this project, but hopefully we're past that without regard to the fact that it snowed last night. So we are moving along on both of those projects. Want to give a little update on the Raider Nation and Raider Athletics. Of course, the Lady Raiders are the team that is in the spotlight now. They are progressing through national tournament play. They have won their first 2 games and play again tomorrow. So we're getting closer and closer. We won't know, of course, until Saturday. If we take it all, every game's a decision point. So they're doing quite well. Softball is maintaining a very significant record as they progress through their schedule. Tournament play for that begins in May, so it's still anybody's ball game, so to speak. But we're doing well and hope to get a high seed based on our current record. Rodeo, we have two bull riders who are in contention to go to national finals. One is significantly ahead of the other. So it is more likely than not at this moment that we'll have a national tournament appearance in rodeo. Men's basketball had a trying year, but came out in the end with a decent season. And baseball is progressing through their season with better results than we've seen in quite a while. So we're doing well. In some places, we're doing exceptionally, and proud to see them having the success both on and off the field. Want to give an update to everyone on our major project with Symbiosis. This is a college-wide project focusing on the academic area of improving online instruction. So we have contracted, as everyone knows, with the company Symbiosis to come in and help us improve the quality of our online classes through instructional design services. All of the kickoff meetings have begun. Faculty are now meeting with their individual instructional designers and beginning to lay all the groundwork for the work that is ahead. A lot of positive feedback from the people who have had their initial meetings. They're very happy with how the process is going. So far, it remains on track. There are actually 3 phases of this, one that is going on right now, one that will go on over the summer, and one that will go on at the beginning of the fall, with the goal that all of this is complete by January. So we'll stage all of the courses in summer, fall, and then by the spring semester, everything that we're doing should have been through this process. Heavy lift, a lot of work on the faculty members' part, and it's always amazing to watch how effectively this institution and the faculty here tear into a project, make progress, and make improvements. So I think this will have some extremely positive outcomes as we move forward. We were glad to host the Vietnam Veterans Welcome Back celebration. This is an event that we hold each year to honor one of 2 veterans events, but this honors our Vietnam veterans especially. We hosted this in the Plaster Lecture Hall, and we've gotten a lot of great feedback and appreciation from our veterans, and the college is proud to support them and all of the sacrifice that they gave to make sure that we remain free in the country that we are. Some upcoming events. Industrial Technology Fair. We are hosting the Industrial Technology Fair in the Best Activity Center. It's been somewhat of a logistical gymnastics to ensure that we're able to do this under the current COVID restrictions. We've got all of that worked out. We've worked with the health department, our advising doctors, and all the schools involved to make sure that we can put this on safely and within the criteria that has been laid out. We also have upcoming the Teacher of the Year ceremony. Our instructor of the year is nursing instructor Stephanie Rundquist, and our adjunct of the year is Wes Montgomery. So we're proud of both of these. They are stellar examples of the quality that we are fortunate to have in our instructional ranks, and we're proud to honor them. Coming up, and I'm going to ask, we have a group with us led by Professor Cindy White. So I think I'll let you handle this since you've got the group, if you don't mind.
These are my band of whites. We came in costume, so they won't talk. I'll make it quick. We are doing Happy Days the musical outside this year. We tried to do it spring of 2020, and COVID shut us down. So we're doing this on the the terraces behind attendance center so that people can socially distance. And we have 3 performances, April 30th at 7, May 1st at 7, and then May 2nd at 2. We're trying to make it a family event and a kind of a fun festival. We'll have some classic cars on display, and we have gathered a few food vendors to be there each of those performances so people can get food before the performance at intermission and just sit on the lawn and have fun. It's a new adventure for us. We're hoping that the 1950s brings back happy days. We're ready, we're ready.
So who do you have with you?
I have Allison Knowlton, I have Kerrigan Moore, last name's not coming today, and Morgan Kirkman. So Morgan is our Pinky Tuscadero, if you remember the TV show. So that's why she's in pink.
All right. Thank you very much. So yes, come one, come all. A lot of work has been put into adapting this to be done outdoors. A lot of creativity has been shown, and I think it will be a fun event. And then escape into music. I should have had Professor White stick around for this one. So since you're here.
This will just be an online event. We've recorded some solos. We're going to record the concert choir, which is a different group than the musical group. And we have, since my husband's out on sick leave, we have an adjunct instructor who is doing our concert band and our jazz band, and he is going to have some things for us that we'll record and we'll air it on Facebook.
Thank you very much. I think that covers all of your. Moving on, May 14th, we'll host the Student Excellence Awards. Masks will be required. Proud that we're able to hold the event. Last day of classes and final exams, May 14th, and then May 17th through the 20th, followed by our annual commencement, 6 p.m., May 21st, Live Family Sports Complex. We will hold the commencement for both last year and this year simultaneously. So we've got a number of students from last year's graduating class who are coming to participate and finally get to walk. We have separated them out into 2 groups so that they have some special recognition since they've made the effort to come. We're going to do this commencement as normally as we possibly can, with quite a few restrictions, such as masks will be required by all participants. We're being a little cautious about how we pass out the diploma covers, handshakes, that sort of things, so that we maintain a safe event that fits within our guidelines. And that, Mr. Chair, is the President's report. Are there any questions?
All right, thank you, sir.
We do have some executive session items, but it should not take a terrible amount of time.
All right. We have a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Trustee Hager,
Yes.
trustee Garrison,
Yes.
trustee Shaw,
Yes.
trustee Featherston,
Yes.
trustee Richardson.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to executive session. Thank you very much. All right, that takes us to item 7 on the agenda today. On page 30 of your board book, you'll see the proposed meeting dates for fiscal year 2022 for the Board of Trustees. Need a motion to accept those if you'd like them.
If I may point out, the one in March is on a Tuesday because it coincides once again with our spring break, which starts on Wednesday.
Oh my
So
gosh.
it will be a Tuesday meeting.
And no meeting in December or July, as
That's gonna
always,
be
right?
hard to deal with, a Tuesday meeting.
Correct.
That is hard to deal with.
Just keep reminding us.
You want to accept it anyway?
Yeah, I make a motion, we accept those dates as presented.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you.
Trustee Hager,
Yes.
trustee Garrison,
Yes.
trustee Shaw,
I'm looking. Yes.
trustee Featherston,
Yes.
trustee Richardson.
Yes.
All right, on page 32 of your board book is the proposed holiday schedule for the college.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the holiday schedule.
Second.
Trustee Hager,
Yes.
trustee Harrison,
Yes.
trustee Shock,
Yes.
trustee Featherston,
Yes.
trustee Richardson,
Yes.
On page 33, we have the proposed adoption of general administration policy for conflict of interest. Same as before, we just have to renew it biannually and accept it if it's acceptable to you. Dr. Payne, any comments?
No, it's a standard. It hasn't changed, required by statute.
Motion to accept it.
Second.
trustee Hager,
Yes.
trustee Harrison,
Yes.
trustee Shock,
Yes.
trustee Featherston,
Yes.
trustee Richardson,
Yes.
Next, consideration and vote on benefits for fiscal year 2022, page 40. Dr. Payne?
Yes, it is time to renew the health insurance and related benefits for our employees. Our recommendation is that we remain with the group and the basic structure of the plan that we have without change to benefits or deductibles. There is an 8.6% increase to the premiums, but we recommend that we continue to provide it to the employees as presented.
Move to approve.
Second.
trustee Hager,
Yes.
trustee Harrison,
Yes.
trustee Shock,
Yes.
trustee Featherston,
Yes.
trustee Richardson,
Yes.
All right, we've got a few items under personnel action. We have a motion to accept those as presented.
I move to accept all personnel decisions and related documentation.
Second.
trustee Hager,
Yes.
trustee Harrison,
While I don't accept Tracy King's resignation, I will vote yes, because it sounds like that's what she wants to do.
trustee Shock,
Yes.
trustee Featherston,
Yes.
trustee Richardson,
Yes.
I will note that Ms. King provided the most, or one of the most moving letters of notice that I have ever received.
I don't think she wants to go. I think she wants to stay, and she just wants to turn down her resignation.
We still gonna give her graduation.
Yes, she is working with her replacement as the commencement coordinator.
Does anybody have anything else? Now we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We have comments from Lubbock, Texas.
Hey,
God,
I do this the whole meeting. I see you sitting there with your trucker headset on.
All those in favor of adjournment, say aye.
I,
Aye.
God bless Texas.
Go Raiders. All right.
You see the barbecue plate he's holding up there?